Hi, it's Joy, and today I'm going to be watching Secret Invasion, Season 1, Episode 5, Harvest. This is the penultimate episode. I am stressed. I am excited to see where this episode goes. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon, and let's go. He's alive.
Can you hear me?
Maria didn't get that lucky, but the fucking president. For a minute there I was like, Talos is alive? Because I just really wanted him to be. He's definitely dead. It's just the fucking president.
Not the right.
The scroll news is out. Didn't quite go to plan, did it?
You had another chance to kill Fury today, and you didn't take it.
Interesting.
Hid the Avengers DNA, but it wasn't in any of the locations you provided.
The Avengers
I
DNA?
never trusted you, and it makes me start to wonder, why should we?
This isn't really giving you any, you know, just trust me or I'll murder you. I'll be like, yes, I trust you 1000%. Is he gone? Quick, let's get the fuck out of here. Like,
And the only reason Fury was on that motorway was because his traitor wife defied my direct order.
what a
You
shock.
understand?
You made a shit
Wouldn't you send some
decision.
of our people-
I don't know why any of the scrolls are agreeing with this. But don't openly show that you're not agreeing with him, because he'll just kill you. He doesn't care. This poor dude has been in 5 minutes. Was told he was going to have a home and became a soldier instantly.
Keep Ritson alive. Make sure he knows it wasn't just the Russians who did this. It was the Russians with the help of Skrulls.
Fuck.
Prove to him there are Skrulls living here in Russia, and that they must all be eliminated.
So they're not in Chernobyl then?
No.
Chernobyl's in Ukraine, right?
Leverage, rather. Well, then we all do what we've prepared for. Sacrifice.
This man is a lunatic. His plans don't make sense. I think that's my biggest sticking point with this show, is I don't buy the bad guy. It's kind of a bad guy we've seen time and again with these shows of displaced people who really do deserve help, but randomly decide to be evil terrorists for no reason, which is a bad narrative in the world we actually live in, given that there are a lot of displaced people who need our help and compassion. And then everyone just is working with Gravit's, oh my god, I didn't know his name, even though like his plan makes 0 sense and he clearly is willing to kill them. Fury as well as a character, I was really hoping we'd get a chance to delve in and explore, and we kind of haven't. We've explored a little bit more than we've had the chance to in other things, but basically not. They killed off Maria, which I'm still not okay with. This has been the first letdown Marvel show, but there are still basically 2 episodes to change my mind.
I'm here now. You can go.
You must be out of your scroll-ass mind. You think I'm gonna let you get anywhere near the president?
Especially as you were there throughout the entire attack, you just chilled in your car.
Nick. But being as I'm not one to pull a gun.
Do they have a different colour blood?
Give you a little heads up, and you're gonna become the most wanted and hated man on the planet.
You didn't.
Oh, yeah,
I hate that kind of plotline,
I did.
where someone's accused of something that they didn't do, and everyone believes it. Just shoot him then.
Tick tock, Nick. I'm gonna make sure you get the whole show.
Tell Gravik I'm coming for him.
Tell me
He'll
yourself.
win eventually, unless they're planning on doing multiple seasons of this show. But so far, the only thing I kind of want to keep is Emilia Clarke, and even her character, I don't think they've done the best job with they could have done. I'm really sorry, I hate being negative about shows, I really do. Like, I want to just, like, sit down and, like, every time I sit down, I'm like, I'm gonna enjoy this episode. Like, I'm not gonna be let down by it like I was last week. I mean, I don't think about it in those terms. I kind of think, like, yeah, Secret Invasion, okay? See where it goes next. And so far, every time I've been kind of like, oh. The first episode I actually really enjoyed and thought had a lot of potential until Maria died.
Is being sought for the murder of former SHIELD agent Maria Hill.
We've just...
Officials investigate.
But I will say, the world has literally just found out there are shape-shifting aliens out there. So, like, his defense of it was a shape-shifting alien will be more likely than anything else. They'll have to have destroyed all the rest of the footage, because the rest of the footage would see another Nick Fury running up.
Failed attempt on President Ritson's life.
And that alien clearly saved
Tell her
him.
I'm busy.
They're bloody everywhere.
Huh.
Sonia,
He's the scroll?
what are you doing? You lost your mind, woman.
Back to Weatherby's true colours. Come and look at
Ooh,
that.
it's blood, yeah.
I must inform you.
What are you confused about?
You?
Well,
happens if you don't, right?
I mean, this was what I was going to say. He's clearly proven himself a not great leader. Now, yeah, I say obviously, I don't know. It seems like Gravik will no doubt win this fight. But yeah, you haven't exactly inspired loyalty from anyone you're working with. There are guns here, aren't there? Shoot him! Again, I don't actually advocate for that in the real world, but they're very brave. Jesus. Why? Oh, he's a super strength, of course. I was going to be annoyed that he could defeat them, and then I remembered that he's super powered now. Maybe question whether you're actually doing this for the good of all Skrulls, seeing that all Skrulls seem to be against you. Gravik's character does not make any sense. I mean, I suppose he does in the sense that he's just a power-hungry monster, so, like, that makes sense, but it doesn't make sense as someone who actually believes he's doing this for the good of all Skrulls, which is the way that they kind of presented him. Yeah, you're doing this for the Skrulls.
I feel a lot of strength when I'm over here. Talos did too.
I still question what you've actually done for the Skrulls, Fury.
Talos chose the path of struggle. He did not lose.
Fury, what have you done to help them?
I'm staggeringly versatile. To give you a couple of examples, I'm very good at
I
being
do
your
love
bestie.
Olivia Colman. I wish she was in a different thing than this.
Not your bestie. It casts her about.
She means business. See, like, that's one thing I feel like if Fury wanted to prove that Rhodey was a Skrull, he should have used a knife, not a gun, and just like cut him, and then he would have bled purple or blue or whatever they bleed, and then the security detail person would, unless he was also a Skrull, which is also very possible, but people in the hospital would have been like, that man's bleeding blue. It would have been hard for him to cover up from, like, there were ways. Vlara, whatever her name is, Priscilla, she surely isn't going to still be here. And she defied Gravik. It would be very, very, very stupid for her to still be here.
Professor Davis?
Unless he's only sending her to go to Priscilla because he wants her to protect Priscilla. Doesn't even get to be called by her actual name. We just call her Priscilla. Like, she was married to Fury all this time, and he didn't even call her by her real name or look at her real face.
What you see on the screen is the Skrull compound.
Did he hear
That's Russian
Fury?
soil. England is 100% behind us, and as soon as the rest of
No one would say England is behind us. In all diplomatic things, it would be the United Kingdom or Great Britain or something. Because as much as the reality of the UK is a fucked up mess, England isn't, and a lot of the power, like, the government is based in England, and, like, it's, you know, it's not just England, it's the United Kingdom, Scotland and Wales and Northern Ireland are getting dragged into this mess too. No person of diplomatic anything would say England when referring to Great Britain, the United Kingdom.
NATO sees this proof.
If I don't get what I want, your president's gonna bomb New Skrullos, and the war is on. Bring some iodide pills.
And you're going to kill your own people. I don't understand. Please, honestly, genuinely, if I am just missing something, if something about how I am engaging with this show is that the show is going like this and I'm doing this around it, and if I could just swerve back in, I'd be fine with it. Please tell me. Because he's going to murder their home, and even if he evacuates all the Skrulls first, that was a place of refuge for them, and he's just destroyed that.
Alice wasn't much for pageantry.
You being here would be all he'd want.
I don't know the prayer.
They should have taught her that.
I know it.
If you Skrulls want to keep their culture alive, teach it to your children and the young. That's the most important thing, because you can survive anywhere as long as you keep your culture going.
I told him he was a failure.
I'm just going to chill here and wait for the assassins to come.
His daughter says that to her father.
My daughter that believes it.
The kind that intends. He ever get lost watching you in your own skin?
Exactly.
But you don't know what it takes to build a life with someone else, to sustain it.
It's an even worse version of, like, if I met someone and they were like, oh, you're really great, like, I want to be with you, but I hate brunettes, so can you please dye your hair blonde or ginger? Like, I don't care which, but just stop being dark brown. That is insulting. Like, in order to be with someone I had to not have this hair colour, it would make 0 sense. But it's even worse because it's not just a hair color, it's every single aspect of your being. Like, it is a bit like, why did Fury never think maybe it's a bit shit that I don't let my wife be herself at home when I'm around?
I'd rather meet the bastard standing right here in my happiness.
But they're going to keep sending them until Gravik stops. And if they were a better aim, you would be dead! Yeah, isn't it nice they're in your delightful home that's now being destroyed? But you have superpowers, Gaia. Is it just healing, or can you do anything? They're a pretty crap team of people.
Generate the scroll compound, including all the scrolls and humans trapped inside.
Which makes 0 sense.
And the world will lose its mind.
Like, why? The whole point of the world being destroyed by humans, for humans, was that the scrolls would then inherit the earth that they'd kill all the humans in. What is the point of killing all the scrolls? And you're like, oh, I hate Fury so much. He's done nothing for our people, so I'm going to threaten to kill our people unless he does what I want. It doesn't make sense. Please tell me I'm missing something. I'm also pissed off that Fury has apparently done nothing to help the Skrulls, because it's not like at any point he's turned around and said, well, I did look XYZ, you know, we've tried out 500 planets and none of them are suitable for whatever reasons, you know, or like we've looked and it's just really hard. Like, I was a bit naive when I said I'll find you a home. It's actually harder than it looks. At no point has he turned around and said, this is what I did to try and find you a home. He's just been like, I'm Nick Fury, fuck it, do what I want or else. And I don't understand.
Yes. War. But
I hate being negative.
Nearly every
Especially about a show with such brilliant actors.
in the battle.
So you are responsible for all this?
Yeah.
I mean, we've kind of known that. Fury's mistake started it all, but Gravik's megalomania is the actual thing at fault.
Why haven't you called any of your special friends down?
Mm-hmm.
This is personal. We can't keep depending on these superheroes to swoop in and say
Friends down.
So, that is such a ridiculous answer. Oh yeah, the world might be destroyed by aliens, but you know what? I'm not going to call in the people that are best equipped to deal with this because we need to deal with it ourselves. Like, yes, I do think there is a problem if you are dependent on superheroes, because if we don't have them, if they go away, if they die or go back in time or do any of the things that a lot of the original Avengers have done, then we're pretty screwed. But at the same time, if you're like, yeah, I kind of let humanity die out in World War III, and I didn't call the Avengers, and none of them, I didn't call any of my superhero friends, and none of them thought, something's a bit fishy going on, and maybe I can help. They all just chilled and did whatever they wanted. It doesn't make sense. And I know it's always funny that you're like, oh, why didn't X superhero help Y superhero when there was clearly a big problem happening? But in this instance, it doesn't really make sense that he wouldn't have called them.
to swoop in and save our asses.
It's just he's the person
None
that
of them live
started
the
it.
life none of them can defend the world the way I can.
You can work
The
with
only
them.
Power is far greater than I could ever hope to be.
But I never loved her in her own skin.
Now you understand.
I don't actually. He's furying up.
It's time. Let's finish this.
Fury is back. So something I absolutely hate doing when I react is being negative about a show. Obviously, if there's a small thing that's negative, I'm more than that. I mean, I talk about things that I don't like in shows all the time. But on the whole, I only really react to things that I think I'm going to love. And I love Marvel. I love the MCU. And I've loved all the other Marvel shows, different ways. They've been very different. This one had such a lot of promise. I was so excited for Secret Invasion of Fury. Maria Hill. I knew Emilia Clarke was going to be in it. I don't think I knew Olivia Colman was, but like it had such promise. And after how brilliant Captain Marvel the movie was, the idea of seeing more about like the Skrulls and everything, absolutely fantastic. You know, the reveal in Far From Home, I think it was, that there were Skrulls beyond, like, it was just brilliant. And then the first episode had a lot of promise. It was kind of a bit like a spy thriller, but with aliens. And then Maria Hill died, and then everything went shit. It's kind of how I feel about this show. Like, the first episode had a lot of promise, and again, it could be entirely my fault I could have interpreted the first episode in a way that was not the way they intended, and so I've been expecting a very different show to the one they've then given us. I'm not saying it is a bad show, full stop, I'm right, because I never think that. I think the nature of people is one person's going to love something that somebody else hates, and vice versa. Like, we're all different and we all have different tastes. So I'm not sure whether this show is like just, if there is a case for it being badly written or something, or whether it's just not for me. And if it's not for me, I'll take that. The majority of Marvel is for me, so that is fine. My biggest issue, as I've said countless times, is Gravik. I don't really buy his motivation. I don't buy what he's doing. I'm glad we saw the one good thing they've done is the Skrulls trying to take him out because he's clearly a megalomaniac. And now I guess most of the Skrulls that are sticking with him are just doing it because they're scared of him, but then they're also quite happy to go and murder him. Like, just keep trying to kill him, try and shoot him next time. I know the bullet kind of didn't phase him, but keep trying, people. I don't really buy why they would have been with him in the first place. I don't buy the level of his anger. I also don't buy that Fury did absolutely nothing to help the Skrulls after Captain Marvel, and that Carol just went, well, fuck you, see ya. Like, I don't think that is in keeping with the character we knew. Especially as I'm pretty sure pre-Infinity War and whatnot, or pre-Endgame, she was just flying around space, keeping peace. She would have honoured the deal with the Skrulls. That is the Carol Danvers we met and we cared about. So having it be that she didn't, I feel like it's just shitting on a character that a significant portion of whiny fans like to do anyway. And it's also shitting on Fury's character. Like, why didn't they do anything? And if they did do something, why haven't I heard Fury trying to explain, yeah, look, I tried to find your home and it didn't work out for whatever these reasons are. Because yes, obviously there have been a lot of big Earth problems that they've had to deal with, but there has been time when there have not been Earth problems that they could have dealt with. They could have been looking into it. And then, I don't know, like, the show's kind of missing for me. Like, I can see what it's trying to do, and then I just feel like it just misses the target each time. The most promising things out of this are the character of Gaia. I haven't loved how she's been written in this show. I feel like we've met her and she was like, Team Gravik, and then she very quickly was like, I'm not Team Gravik, but I also don't like you, Dad. Oh, my dad's dead, now I'm kind of sad. Also, I have superpowers that I don't use. Like, I'm intrigued to learn more about her, to learn more about her powers, to kind of see where she goes. I think she could go in an interesting direction as a character within the MCU, and I do hope that this show being a bit of a flop, in my opinion, and I have no idea. Like, I literally have not watched anybody else's reactions to this show because I don't tend to watch reactions of shows I don't really care about that much, and I don't really care about this one, and I feel so terrible. If everyone else is loving it, then excellent. There's brilliant. I don't want it to ruin Gaia's chances of being a big character because I really love Emilia Clarke, and I think this character has a lot of promise. I also feel like we're wasting Olivia Colman's fantastic acting in this show. And yeah, Fury just kind of bumbles about a bit. He deeply loves his wife, but he's never home, and he never wants to see her how she actually looks. It's just weird, and I kind of feel like I'm missing the point. I did enjoy him getting his proper swanky? Jazzy's not the right, swanky coat, is that a thing? Swanky coat out, his eye patch, like, furying up. Like, he is back, and he is ready for business. That was good. Gaia, in general, is a good thing. The Skrulls finally trying to stop him was a good thing. I also don't buy his reasoning for why he hasn't called in any help from any of the superpowered people that could actually do something, especially now that he knows the Skrulls are also superpowered. But regardless, I am hoping the finale will be able to kind of provide the payoff that this series so dearly needs, in my opinion. I'm hoping that it will be a brilliant, fantastic finale, and not just a, oh wow, Fury stopped everything, hooray, kind of finale. But we will see. A reminder that if you want to watch this reaction on Patreon, it's unedited up there, and thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry I didn't love this show.